Ethiopia and Somaliland have inked an agreement where Ethiopia will secure a 20 square kilometers stretch of Somaliland's coastal waters. This agreement is being heralded by many global news outlets and remain headlines both in print and broadcast. Zemedeneh Nigatu, the global chairperson for Fairfax Africa Fund and who is also African economic analyst, says the agreement would bring many economic benefits for both nations.
This is a very, very significant positive step, not only for Ethiopia and Somaliland, but for the whole of Eastern Africa, not just Horn of Africa, but Eastern Africa all the way down to Kenya. The reason I say that is, and I've stated this some other place earlier, Ethiopia is the third largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa. It's the second most populous country on the continent after Nigeria. And its economy will continue to expand for decades to come. And its population is projected to reach 180 million in the next 20 years. So when you take this into consideration and you see where Ethiopia is geographically located, I think it's inevitable that Ethiopia needs to have an outlet to the sea, a direct access to the sea for its own economic activity to grow, but more importantly, for the region's economic activity to grow.
The economic scholar also mentioned experience of other countries in owning lands and ports from other nations through lease agreement, including the U.S. on the Panama Canal. He added looking into this precedence is very vital.
When you lease something, you pay for it. In what form it could be negotiated, but that means you have the economic right to use what you leased, in this case, the port. And my expectation is that Ethiopia will have the full right to have its ships docked there for its goods to come directly from the port to Ethiopia. Obviously, the transaction will be in the official Ethiopian currency, the birr, okay? As opposed to, for example, right now, Ethiopia is paying, I understand, $1.5 billion or something more to Djibouti in US dollars. Okay, that's a very significant dollar forex outflow for Ethiopia. So I'm expecting in the Somaliland deal, beyond the lease payment that Ethiopia has to pay, the daily transactions of goods transiting coming through that will be conducted under Ethiopian law and the Ethiopian currency. Again, using examples of other countries. By the way, I don't think people should be very, very concerned, as I see in some social media commentary. The United States, okay, leased the Panama Canal, which is not even bordering the United States, by the way. Panama is not even bordering the United States, unlike, say, Somaliland and Ethiopia.
According to Zemedeneh, Ethiopia's initiation of owning a port would leverage the ambition of African Continental Free Trade Area.
Africa is now implementing the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, the AfCFTA. It's live now, right? The basic premises, the main driving force of the AfCFTA is open borders, collaboration among Africans, leveraging the resources of the continent to the benefit of Africans. That's exactly what this is all about. Ethiopia is leveraging an asset that exists in Somaliland, which Ethiopia is willing to pay for, and Somaliland is going to benefit from it as well.
The analyst further incited the Ethio-Somaliland's port outlet agreement would have an instrumental merit to the BRICS bloc as well.
For Ethiopia to have joined this group, a very powerful group, has very significant. At the same time, Ethiopia this week also gained access to the sea. Imagine connecting all these things. So this is what I said earlier. Geopolitics also played a very significant role, not just on this port deal, but on the BRICS deal, okay? But at the end of the day, the practical benefits for Ethiopia and other BRICS members is also evident to see for everybody. Ethiopia now is, because it's a BRICS member, it can secure financing from the BRICS Bank, okay? In addition to, of course, the traditional World Bank, IMF, and bilaterals, it now can access the BRICS Bank, okay? So let's connect the dots. So BRICS, big significant step. And by the way, many countries, apparently some 40 countries are applying or waiting to join the BRICS. So you can see there's a movement here, there's momentum here. But it's a big historical thing for Ethiopia to be a member. So when you connect all these dots, you'll see the benefits. And that's why, China has leased land in Djibouti. The United States, right next to the Chinese, have access to the Djiboutian land. So if this was already done for non-Africans, if Djibouti was willing and practically speaking, okay to lease land to non-Africans, and I think Djibouti connecting the dots and saying, you know what, I'll lease part of the port to Ethiopia.